Hey friends. Ooh, I am tired. It's Sunday. I usually get really good sleep, but some people in my neighborhood were being foolish with their loud cars, and then we had storms really loud all night, so I am here and I am slightly awake. We are going to plan in my hobo Spring Start full year, my new journaling planner. I'm so excited. Oh, bless you. The 5-year planner just isn't enough room for what I envision for a journal, but I wanted to show y'all how I set this up. I flippin' love this sticker. Live, laugh, leave me alone. It has like a possum on it. Oh, that's so funny. This is definitely my vibe. These stickers, most of them I got at Little Craft Place. These are Itty Bitty Sticker Co. The vellum I got at Hobby Lobby. So yeah, haven't done much in here yet. I did a spread in here yesterday, and I was like, I was trying to like do it very aesthetically that I see other people doing. So we're gonna talk about that. Let's take this out of the notique for a moment. When you do something and you try to make it somebody else's style that naturally doesn't feel like you, or you don't know if it feels like you, so you're just trying it out, don't be discouraged if it doesn't come out the way you expect. Ooh, my hubby got a beard trimmer. He was gonna let his beard go gray, but then he's like, I'm not ready. So I'm like, so you do understand about my hair. So anyway, we are gonna use these lemon kits. I have the journaling kit right here. And I think, like when you see things on social media and they're a certain style and they make you feel like everyone that quote journals does it this way, or, you know, that gets to everybody sometimes, and it gets to me sometimes. Okay, so this is tomorrow, but I'm going to redate this as today since I ripped some pages out because I got upset at the way my page looked, as you do. Y'all know how I usually draw those little lines? Well, what I tried to do instead is not draw lines and write in every little box. Y'all, I'm here to tell you, it looked terrible. I can't even show you because I've already taken out the trash. Okay. Yeah, it looked real bad. And although I want this to be a different style than my actual planner, I still want it to be, I don't know, my style, but something a little bit different. So I think this journaling kit is going to help me. That's where kits do help us, right? Like people that do those very, or forgot that I had cut through the paper. Let's put some washi on it before I want to throw this whole planner away because of who I am as a person. Let's put some washi down there. Anyway, I was saying, the people that make those quote perfect Bujo looking journals, usually they're artists and they know how to draw, and lettering is pretty much like drawing. That's why their hand lettering looks so nice. There we go. Put tape over the issue. This little planner is going to be well loved already. And do I have a couple other planners that I could have used for this purpose? I mean, yeah, but they were already mixed up with like other things I wrote in them. And then speaking of ripping out pages, I ripped a bunch of pages out of both of those because I punched them and put them into my Hobonichi on rings. So that's why we just got another one. And I'm okay with it. I am going on a low spend this month, but doesn't mean no spend. Let's see, I think I'll put that there, and then I'll put a deco sticker there, because the greatest thing about this journaling kit is all the deco. I went and looked back at some of my old spreads because someone in Sweet Kawaii Facebook group was like, how do you guys do these daily pages? So that really helped me out. I was like, oh, I should look at my old pages and see what I've done in the past, because I like to change my style up a lot. And so, or layouts, not really style. And so, yeah, that helped looking back at my old stuff. Let me throw away my note that says don't show y'all this till May. My kid's being cray-cray upstairs. Let's see. Here we go. Let's put Poe. And then over here, let's put Simon. Because after this weekend of no sleep, I am going to be at the heights of laziness tomorrow and wanting to do the absolute minimum. When life gives you lemons, add sugar. I love that. And I also love this one. Life is short, make it sweet. I love that there are quotes on here. Very cute. These are good to think about when you're journaling. So I've also been thinking about that, like what do I want to journal about? And I don't think I need to make that decision right now. Like I think it's okay if sometimes journal about this, sometimes about that. So instead of looking at the style of other people who have these beautiful journals that we all consider perfect, I'm going to look at what they're journaling about. That's the part that I think can actually help me in getting started. I put the orange quote down there, so I think I'm going to go for the orange box here. These stay on one page pieces, I think are going to help me tremendously. So I need to get more of those. Because when I just see a full blank page, it makes me think I need to write and fill up that whole page, even if it wasn't like a whole page day. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just want to journal a little bit. Sometimes you might want a full page. So yeah, there's that. Let's put on this page these. And I'm also not going to journal every day in here. So April, I wasn't in this journal, so I'm going to turn all the April pages into collections, like books I read this year, movies I watched, show I watched, songs I loved, albums I loved, trips I took, family favorite dinners, you know, like lists and collections that I want to refer to. And I think that's awesome because I know that those are all housed within April. But I'm going to show y'all another trick because I still might intersperse some throughout the year, like Christmas lists. Like I basically want this to be like my special little planner. So like planning for my trip to the beach, planning for Christmas, or, you know, things like that. Not budgeting. I'm going to keep that somewhere else. Oh my gosh, it's getting so dark outside. I think it's going to start storming again. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. I love them. I'm also going to do gratitude. So let me show you. This is not my original idea, but what you can do is, so like since I wasn't in here in April, I'll put collections up here and then I'll write what each one of the collections were on the day that I put it on. And then like during the year, like in the beginning of June, I'll probably do some beach planning, and then I'll have a couple days where I have that. So this more becomes a table of contents instead of what I normally use it for in my planning. Then on the months, this is where I'm going to do my sticker per day of just like how I feel. And then on the weeks, I am going to turn this portion into a memory keeper. So I'm going to do some back planning about Go Wild on this week. It's not going to be something I fill in every week, just on the weeks where something big is going on. And I'll add photos and all that. So I think this is going to be really great. So to Trina, I know you're probably watching. To your question, like, yeah, I have this, but look, it's already been filled out with things, and it's already been filled in with like planner things. So I really just prefer to just start fresh and have this be my journal for the whole year. Like I can keep this aside for if I want to do some more actual planning in my Hobonichi cousin later on. So that's why I wanted to start fresh. And then let's see, let's do a couple more days, because I know that, well, first of all, let's put some lines. I already learned, and then that's why I ripped out the pages. If I don't keep journaling lines, my page is going to look so messy. We're going to use this yellow, which is 062, I think. Oh my gosh, it's just so dark outside, even though it's 2 p.m. Ooh. So the way I do it is I do one line and skip 2. And it also looks cute to just fill up the page, does it not? Yeah, do y'all hear the thunder? My doggy's going to be scared again. That's another thing. It's not really the storm itself that wakes me up at night, because I'm not freaked out by storms. I'm used to it as a native Texan, but for my dog, he hates storms, and he starts pacing around everywhere, and that's why I call him a little baby dog, because he starts whining, but he can't be calmed down. He's just kind of like just whining just to be like, yep, I'm here, I'm still whining. and I still don't like it. I think I'm going to use these little boxes to make a gratitude list. That is something that any journal I ever have is going to have a focus on, because I really believe that self-talk and gratitude is extremely important in life. I mean, if you're not grateful for what you have, I believe until you learn to be thankful, then you will not be blessed with more. That's just in my opinion. Because your attitude of, I don't want to say greed, but like maybe like being a little needy, or like doing something for others to get something in return, it's going to show through, and that's going to be something that hinders your progress overall in life, in my opinion. So I always try to keep in mind that no matter what's going on, I need to keep an attitude of gratitude, and I try to look for the good in everything. And if I can't do it in the moment, I try to do it after the fact, which is one of the reasons why I want to start journaling. But the more you look for the good in things, the more, even if it's after the fact, the more in the moment you're going to be able to change your thought pattern. And it's actually really, really important. I feel like I need another box there because it's just not, I either wanted to put a line there, which seems weird to just put one line. So let's just put another box. Great. Oh my gosh, this is just so much better, so much less intimidating. Let me just write the dates on here because I'm too lazy to be bothered to like write them. Happy Cinco de Mayo to those who celebrate, although this video is going to be put up on Tuesday, which is going to be the 7th. Let's do 2 more spreads. So this journaling kit, you don't only have to use for journaling, but when I was watching all these videos last night of other people's journals, you know, they're also like, a lot of them, they're more like hand lettering, doodles, recipes. I don't try any recipes, guys. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. Unless they're super easy. I do watch, oh, if y'all don't watch Mickey's channel, you should watch it. And now it's My Bashful Life. I was like, now the name's gonna escape me. Great. It's My Bashful Life. She has some really simple recipes that I think I could try to recreate, but I am like set in my ways as far as recipes. I learned to cook when I was 12 out of necessity because my mom was very sick, going through chemotherapy, and so although I had very minimal chores up till then, things changed really quickly, and I had to start doing laundry and cooking and cleaning for the entire household, and that had a really big impact on my life, as you can imagine. So like my mom would be sick, I would be, you know, she would like just tell me like before school, like, hey, put some beef from the freezer into the fridge, and then that way when I got home from school the meat was thawed, and then she would tell me, okay, go cook the beef in the pan and then drain it, and then put spaghetti sauce and then cook noodles. Like she would tell me, like I would be running back and forth to her bed and she would tell me to do stuff like easy recipes, like step by step, until I learned them. So I learned from a very young age to cook simple things like casseroles, spaghetti, just like a meat, a starch, and a veg, because that was a very easy thing for my mom to explain to me. Like cook some fish on a pan in the oven, make some rice in the rice cooker, make some veg on the side, or make this little salad on the side. So I still cook like that to this day, most of the time. I also use my crock pot, and cooking is not enjoyable for me. I envy those who love to cook. I will say that right now, because doing that when I was younger, and then just like all the way through high school, because my mom also worked a lot, so I continued doing that through high school. It just became our routine, and I can cook. I learned how to cook very well, and I did learn how to make some of my own recipes and all of that good stuff, but I don't like doing it. I never got to learn how to like bake or make anything fun because I was always cooking out of necessity. And then, you know, being a kid, I was still going to school, still trying to like have some semblance of social life with activities. We were also moving once every year until I got to high school, so there was a lot going on with that. my mom was still sick off and on, so yeah, I never got to learn to make like fun things. Like cooking was never like, oh, come in here and bake cookies with me or something, like how it is with my kids. I still do that with them sometimes just so that they have a different experience. But yeah, these days I mostly make my meat in the crock pot, and then like my hubby will make the sides, and then I do the dishes. So you will not see recipes in here. The only thing that I really love to cook is my pound cake, and that's usually just for special occasions. So like, oh darn, I didn't draw my line properly. That's okay, I'll kind of go in the middle. That's usually for special occasions. So like I'll usually cook that on like around Easter time, although I didn't do that this year. Let me see here. I feel like I want to do something else on this page, yeah. Sometimes around Easter time, I will cook it, definitely for Thanksgiving. Sometimes around Christmas time, especially if we go visit relatives, that's the thing that I bring with me. And that's my grandma's recipe, so that's special to me, so I'll cook that. If I make dessert, if I make just like cookies or anything, they're just like, they're not something that I made homemade, they're just like, you know, pre-made dough or something like that. So anyway, I got a little in my feelings about the people with the cute recipes and saying like, oh, I tried a new recipe and I put it in here, and like, it's kind of like I want to be that person, but I'm just not that person. So I need to just like, I don't know, give yourself grace, you know? If that's just not you, then it's just not. And that's okay. Let's do another box on this side. I have plenty of deco stickers. I just feel like these day on one page pieces are helping me out so much that I should definitely get some more of the neutral ones to keep that up in here. Because I feel like that's going to be a very helpful guide. So also, based on what I just told you guys, I like to have journaling prompts that don't have to do with childhood, because yeah. That isn't necessarily something that I want to journal about, but my day-to-day can be quite monotonous too, so I need to find some ways to incorporate other things in here. I definitely want to start keeping some of my thoughts about my books that I'm reading in here, so that'll be something that you'll see interspersed, and then maybe like some of my wellness planning or goals, so that it doesn't have to be a full journaling page every day, maybe about half and half with these pages. So this is going to be another journaling list. We're going to do some dots. I was thinking about what color dots. Maybe island, oh, salmon? Yeah, salmon. Okay, so that's going to be gratitude. I'm going to go back and like put in some gratitude stickers to remind me that that's what I want to put in. So yeah, sorry about if my chit chat wasn't that uplifting today. Mother's Day, like I said, it's a pretty hard time for me because I start thinking about a lot of these things because my mom passed away in 2019, so she had a very, and she was first diagnosed with cancer in 1993. So she had a very long and hard journey, and I feel like I kind of had it with her. So it's, yeah, it could be a very hard time. But with that said, I try to change the way I think, and I'm trying to like create new, that's one reason why creating new traditions with my kids is so important to me, because I didn't have a lot of those opportunities growing up just because of how things were. I think I'm gonna put some stickers down here. Escape the ordinary. Okay. Don't mind if I do. Let's put biscuit. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, this journaling kit is, I seriously wasn't planning on using it in here, but it is such a help right now. Let's do one more page. Thursday and Friday. Let's talk about something more uplifting. Let me think. On this day, on the 10th, I have a doctor appointment. I'm getting a checkup and complete blood work. So they said, when I went to my OB appointment, they said that my iron levels looked good. They didn't tell me about any of the other levels, so I'm not but I'm sure they would have alerted me if something else was weird. But I'm going to ask about that when I go back, because I know they already have the lab results. It's my family doctor is in the same office, which is amazing, and that's why I chose them. And then they're going to do blood work again so that they can compare the levels, which I love. So I'm excited for that, because I just want to make sure that if I'm super tired or like whatever it is, that it's nothing that I need to get a handle on right away. Because of my mom, I kind of like don't want to know a lot of times, but then at the same time I'm like, but you need to know. So it's always me versus me. Because like I said, I don't want my kids growing up with my same experience. So if something's wrong, I don't really know that I would tell them unless I had to. Okay, so much for trying to be uplifting. Let's put some more stickers. Oh, sorry if you hear those little pops in the background. Because of all the weird rain, there have been so many mosquitoes and flies trying to come up in my house. So I put a bug zapper in here for a few days to try to get rid of them. Good times. Okay, I don't know that I love this. I like the box. I think I'll put that over there instead. Let's do the same thing here. Maybe I can do another like little gratitude list. Yeah. So despite all the things I just told you guys, I really admire my mom a lot. She would also, like, when she wasn't feeling too bad, she would be working. She would be working at a car lot, so she would like put on her wig and go work, and I really admire that about my mom. But it also makes me sad to think about that had to be the case. So yeah, a lot of mixed emotions with my memories. So if you still have your mom around, definitely make sure you spoil her up any way you can on Mother's Day. And it's okay if Mother's Day is a hard time for you, and if you do have some mixed emotions. I think here I'll put Hello Weekend. Super cute. And then here I'll put a cutter, divider, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so these pages are looking pretty similar. And let's put a little sticker over here, a little sticker. Okay. Then I think I'll put some dots that can be for gratitude, and then journaling lines. And let's do a light pink. And then when the day comes, if you don't feel like journaling this much, you have a couple choices. You can leave it blank, and that's okay. You could do some large hand lettering over it. You could put some photos over it. But the lines are there if you want to write. Okay. Are my lines exactly straight? No. And then what I also like is to put like stickers. I think it looks really cute whenever kind of writing around stuff. But I don't really know how to do that on the fly, so it's easier for me if I put in the stickers. Let's do another tree. And then let's see. Ah! Oh no, this is the problem when you rip pages out. More pages want to come out. Let's do something to keep it in. Yikes. I really am that type that's like, if you mess up, just throw the whole planner away. And I think y'all know that. Because whenever people make jokes about it, you're probably like, oh, who would do that? Me. Oh my gosh, this makes me want to do that. Like, no lie. But here's what we're going to do instead. Okay, guys, it makes it look cute. And it keeps the pages inside. Great. Here we go. So I used to kind of beat myself up too about the cooking thing. I used to be like, oh, I should try new recipes, or I should bake with my kids more, but it's just not me. And I just let myself build other times into my weeks that are family time with my kids that I do enjoy, like family movie night, taking my kids shopping, taking my kids to the park or to the bookstore, or dining out, which I love, as you can imagine. But my hubby is the one that will like play around and make new recipes. So he made lasagna last night. He actually enjoys cooking because he didn't really have a chance to do a lot of that growing up because it's like opposites day. His mom was a stay-at-home mom and she always cooked, and not baking though. We have that in common. Let's do something to this May overview page. I used the jumbo sticker already, but maybe I can, let's see. I got some scrapbook paper. I think I can do something with the scrapbook paper that will be fun. Because I don't like how this page is blank. I wish they kept this with a grid. But luckily, I have purchased some paper where I can put my own grid on it. Oh, let's do something with that. This is going to be super fun. So let's cut it down and then tape it in. We gotta make some marks of where I want to cut it. Okay, BRB, I'm trimming over here on the side. Okay. Oh, great. I love it. Okay, let's tape this puppy in. I ran out of tape runner yesterday, and then I was like, hang on. A lot of people gave us stuff like that at Go Wild for table mates. So I looked in my Go Wild stash, and sure enough, thank you, whoever gave us this. My next planner conference that I go to will not be Go Wild. It will be much smaller, but my takeaway is gives people one cute thing and some functional things. Okay, this is fun. This is cute. I love it. I don't love how there's like a gap and the paper is kind of sticking up there. So let's use this Simply Gilded washi to keep it taped down. Cute. Okay, next I'm gonna hand letter May on it with a Tombow in black. This is N15. Okay, then I want to draw like a little dashy line under here with my Le Pen in 0.5. I do it after because a lot of times I don't use a black, and I want to make it look like the letters are going beyond whatever line it is, because I think that's cute. And if I draw the dashes first and then I use like a lighter Tombow, it doesn't necessarily come out. This is cute, if I do say. Okay, I'm going to take these stickers off. And use this lemon on this page somehow. We might use some of these deco too, but I'm not sure yet. my gosh, the storm is like raging outside. It sounds crazy. Even I am like, after like 4 days of these storms. It's kind of cray-cray. Okay. I'm going to cut this, and I think I'm just going to put it like that on the corner. Or maybe down, no, the top corner. That was a good idea. So I'm not measuring, I'm just cutting off one part and then cutting another part at a 90-degree angle so that it'll become a corner sticker. Should have done it a little smaller. Let me cut off a little bit more. Okay. It's still way too big for the top, so I think I'll do it right here at the bottom. And you're like, what about the holes? Hold on, guys, I'll show you. Just hold on, and I'll tell you what about the holes in just a sec. We're gonna get some bigger stickers and kind of like put it over it like this. You need to be even bigger. Okay, well, that one can go there for sure. It's a tiny bit peeking through, but I'm okay with that. This one, I'm gonna actually put the sticker back if I can get it in the right configuration. Dun, da, da, da. Okay, then I think I'll put this and a deco sticker at the top. And then down here, I can put another flower and let it hang off the page and then cut it. I think that was worth the effort. I hope you guys do too. I think it's cute. Let's cut the excess. And then, actually the edge of the box, I'm gonna, nah, sometimes I do that, but I'm not gonna do it this time. And let's cut this side. This is fun. This is doing what I wanted it to do, like scratching my creative itch and also I don't know, just letting me play with stickers and have somewhere to do that that's not necessarily like, quote, just, you know, planning. I'm gonna keep the top open with no stickers, and then the bottom here, I'm gonna put a couple half boxes where I'm gonna write in things for the month. So this will be super cute. I have a lot of these trees. There's so much deco, like you could just keep going, so it's zapping. I'm glad it's zapping. Cute, I love it. Let's write in the 12th is Mother's Day. Okay. And then we have the last day of school. You don't see that stupid fly? You need to fly to the bug zapper. It's a struggle. If you're a teacher, how excited are you for the last day of school? I'll think of something else to write in this box. Maybe my savings goal for May. That's separate than the beach. The beach savings will be 1,000, but then my own actual, just put it away for a rainy day savings will be 500. Yeah, I love this. It's like a little, it's like I wanted. It's a little dashboard and it matches the first couple spreads. I think you could do this for the full month if you wanted to, especially if you add some neutral day on one page pieces in here. You definitely have enough deco to do so, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue and use kit leftovers on the rest of these pages, but this, having it set up about 2 weeks ahead is so helpful. So when the day comes, I can just fill it out. I'm going to add a few more stickers in here. I know this video is getting a little long, but I want to add a few more typography stickers in here that say like highlight or gratitude. Let me find my typography stickers. Struggle bus. I mean, I have a lot of top 3 stickers. I feel like, what happened to my other typographies, guys? This is good, currently. Oh, I know where they are. I know where they are. I remembered. They're in here. Yeah, these are really good for journaling pages. All the things. It looks like I need to get some more that say highlights in gratitude, so I'll have to do that. But this is kind of how I plan to do it. And this just really adds something to the page too. Let me put this on the first, let me think, do I want it on the first line or like right there? I think I want it on the first line. There we go. And then I'll just write gratitude here to remind me that that's what I wanted to do. I'll just do like some monoline type cursive. And do the little line under it. I really think the little line under it adds a lot. Just like a little detail. Don't y'all think? Okay. And over here, I think I could put all the things up here. And then currently, this other one. And I like that because you can make it say anything like loving this weather, or, you know, cooking a new recipe. If that's you, if that's not you, it's okay. You know? All the things seems appropriate on these pages because of all these boxes that I put. So those again can be like anything, like your highlight of the day, your gratitude, or whatever. Ah, the thunder though. There we go. Guys, that looks so great. I am so happy that you joined me in seeing how I'm going to set up my journal initially. I will share some other back planning pages with you of some different collections next time instead of this journaling format to give you some more ideas. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.